So now we're going to plot the sea level peak anomaly that I showed you in the last video onto a top-down view of the solar system. So for example, on January 12 at 7:30 in the morning, it was this peak sea level, and that was the position of the highest high tide of that day. So that's the position of the moon at that time, and what I'm simply doing is putting a dot on the moon, drawing a line all the way across the Earth, and making a line like that. And then we're superimposing that line onto a top-down view of the solar system with the Earth, the Sun. Now, we know the direction of this as well because these peaks actually occur only when the moon is opposite whatever the object is. So earlier in 2011, 2010, this was definitely plotting Jupiter. So all the peaks were occurring when the moon was 180 degrees away from Jupiter. So in this case, if you look here, the moon is here and it's pointing out here, so the object is actually out somewhere on the edge of Sagittarius at this moment. Okay, so let's plot these and have a look to see how they look over time. So I decided to start from February 9, 2014, and at that point, taking from the moon through the Earth, that sea level peak would point out in this direction, just ahead of Saturn. Now if we go to March 6, which is the next peak, the line looks like that. And we go on to April 2nd, the next peak, the line looks like this. And if we keep on going, you'll find that there's a spread around Saturn. And it's actually quite a wide spread. It's actually plus or minus 24 hours of the position of the moon, so it's not a perfect way of triangulating anything, but it gives a good shotgun kind of pattern. So if we keep on going through 2014, it actually becomes quite chaotic. So in order to make this more clear, so you can actually see this pattern as it moves, I've grouped them into threes and I've color coded them for years. So I'll run through the sequence now. Okay, this is February 9 through April 2nd, 2014. We're going to step through 1 month at a time. And that's the entire year that I have data for. And next we're going to do 2015. As you can see, 2015 is actually much closer. The spread is much more narrow. And what you will notice is it also starts to run ahead of Saturn as the Earth comes round in October, November. And then it's back closer to Saturn again, and then it will swing the other way. Well, this is the whole year. This is the full year. And now we've swung back for 2016, January 2016, it swung back to the other side of Saturn. And we stay on the other side of Saturn for 2 months. Now you might notice the dates aren't changing here. That's because I set this all up last year, and to redo all these charts again, it's just too time consuming. So what I've done, I've plotted it on the last date. So these are actually estimates of where the Earth would be at the date of the peaks, just to explain why the Earth is no longer moving and Saturn's no longer moving. It's just I haven't got time to go back and do it all again. Okay, so let's step through this. As you can see, it's very tight. Very tight. And that's for the whole year. So we ended the year with it over here, and Saturn is down near the bottom. It's just about near the galactic dark rift sort of area. Okay, and now this is the first reading for 2017, and it hasn't snapped back. This is what's interesting, because last year, if we go back, you see it starts to run ahead, and then as the Earth passes behind the Sun relative to Saturn, or this object, it actually snaps back to the other side for the next reading, where the Earth and Moon alignment is not obstructed by the Sun. And then it stays like that for a month or so, and then it's back to being very accurate, very tight. I suspect this is actually where the object was around that time, but as you can see, it starts tracking quite a way ahead consistently, and it continues on. So interested to see if in February we actually observe the apparent position of this object close to where Saturn is, which would be about here now, or whether it continues on this path as an apparent object out here. This would be consistent, if you like. If this was a triangulation point, this is perhaps consistent with something coming on a parabolic curve. Let's have a look at another one. Okay, in this set I've actually just put together the ones which are the most convergent. It's from 2014, 2015, we've got a convergent point here, 2016, it's pointing to a point here, and you know, I don't think we're actually pointing at the point here, but you never know. Okay, so next month is going to be interesting to see where this tracks to.